What is up, A team? Welcome back. Awesome here. Hope everyone's having an awesome day or night, depending where you're at, but I hope it is awesome. And yes, we're back at it today to talk more about crypto, to talk more about the markets. Yes, crypto continues to fall. I think we've talked about this. We almost beat it. It's like a beating a dead horse. We've talked about this falling down to certain levels for weeks. And, we talked about the ETFs. We talked about Grayscale and BlackRock and how they continue to sell. And again, they've been selling on a massive level. I mean, massive amounts of crypto has been being sold. And like I tweeted out earlier this morning, this will continue to happen until they've reached the bottom. I mean, they're going to control crypto. That's kind of what's happened now with these institutions coming in and buying up crypto, buying up Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're going to continue to rule the space, and we're seeing that happen in real time. I mean, Bitcoin is down 11%, almost 12% over the last 7 days. This thing dipped below 67, went into 66,000 today. You had Ethereum drop into the 1800s again. Crypto is just dwindling right now. While the stock market's doing very, very well, we're seeing, again, NVIDIA comes out here performing well. You got the whole chip and the AI. Everything out there is doing really well from an S&P 500 standpoint. NASDAQ, Dow, everything hit their all-time highs. Again, then you have big IPOs coming out. June 12th, we have probably one of the biggest, if not the biggest IPO to ever get listed in SpaceX. You're going to have some other ones with, you're going to have some other ones with Anthropic coming back out here. I mean, you're going to have some big IPOs getting listed. Money is going to continue to probably exit the crypto space. And until they've reached a bottom, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be a rough ride, dude. Until realized gains start to pick back up again, we're gonna continue to probably see sell-offs. So we're probably gonna hit the levels that we all think we're gonna hit, unfortunately. And good thing is we kind of been ahead of it. We've been talking about it. I think that we try to stay bullish in this market. And again, crypto's in a bearish market. Everything else is in a bullish market. Crypto's in a bearish market. We were hoping for the opposite, right? If you're in crypto and you're in this space, you're hoping that maybe crypto would depeg and go the opposite way. We were hoping that crypto maybe would continue to rally versus taking a back seat to the markets. But unfortunately, traditional financing continues to be at the helm of this. So but before we jump into it all, I do want to say what's up to the A team. We got Chameleon in the house here. What's up, my guy? We got MDTS. What's going on? Good morning to you. We got Cool Cat. We got Cool Cat in the house here. One of my mods. What's up, my guy? Hope all is well. Good to see you, dude. Pink Ink's in the house. What's up, buddy? Hope all is well with you. Well, that's Austin. I think you can post a link you're trying to enjoy. Once you just need to click on the rules and click choice. Oh, you're talking about for a Discord, bro? Yeah, you got to just click the rules and just say you agree to the rules, dude. There's no option to show the channel. Oh, you're talking about getting into Discord. The sky's falling. Good, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, I mean, the markets are coming down. I mean, obviously, the market's coming down. We know this, but a lot of it has to do with the ETFs. And then on top of that, you had Michael Saylor come out saying that he was never going to sell. He's selling, but just to let you guys know, I mean, Strategy has sold before. It's not like this is the first time ever that MicroStrategy hasn't sold. They have sold. It's just been 3 years since they've sold last. And it's just funny that when they do sell, people like act like the world's falling. But I mean, they are a company here. It's not like it's just one person. There's a company, and they gotta do take measures and make sure they're actually being strategic. I mean, the name of their company is called Strategy. So I don't know. Maybe that's just me. So we got Trent in the house here. What's up, buddy? Mac Daddy, what's going on, dude? Hope all is well. Yeah, hit that like button. Appreciate you, dude. Dave's dog Zoe, Anthony Hockin, what's up, guy? The Gambler, we got K-Town here. NVIDIA added 180 billion in the market. All stocks are down. S&P 500 is coming. Yeah, NVIDIA is killing it right now, guys. And they're gonna, Intel's, any of the AI stocks, any of the chip building and you got to think NVIDIA came out and made some big deals with Dell and all these other companies for their chips. I mean, they're going to start putting pretty damn good chips inside of computers. So yeah. NVIDIA is one of those ones you do not sleep on. That's for sure, dude. Candy, what's going on, dude? Sir Jeremy. Skating Horse, what's going on, dude? North Texas Pepper Guy, what's going on? Hope all is well, my friend. Crypto is just a voucher. RWAs is the real thing. True. Crypto Cupid Joel, what's going on, dude? Rambunctious. Cornish, what the heck? We got Cornish Crypto in the house here. What's up, my guy? Hope all is well with you, my friend. Had to get in her. My tattoo was the topic. Oh, is this Jorge, what's up, buddy? I'm back. Just can't get into Discord. Okay, that's Jorge. What's up, buddy? Yeah, we were talking about your tattoo, man. We're talking about the tattoo, brother. What's going on? What's up, King Pound? Good to see you, dude. All right, let's jump into it. We got some things to cover today. We got some things on the market to cover today. As you can see right now, cryptocurrency is getting obliterated, right? Yes, over the last hour, it's coming back up. The last hour started 7 minutes ago. But yeah, it's looking good. But as you can see, Bitcoin is at 67,434. We were at 70,000 yesterday. We're down 11%, almost 12% over the last 7 days. Ethereum sitting down here around 1922, down about 7% over the last 7 days. This did dip down to the 1800 mark. You got XRP dipping down past 120, about 7.84% down. Solana taking a beating as well. So is Tron. The only one that's actually up over the last 7 days right now is our baby over here in Hype, right? Hype's doing very, very well. It's gonna be interesting to sort of see how Hype plays out. See if it keeps building or where this falls out. Stellar still 50% up over the last 7 days, doing phenomenal. But again, shorts are coming in hot here on Stellar, as it should. I mean, you can come back and actually see the over purchase growth of Stellar the last 5 days has been phenomenal, dude. But obviously, people are going to come in and start shorting the market on this, and shorts are going to eventually win. I mean, you can't just continue to have this uprise, and this continual run without there being a setback, and you're going to have that right now. But a lot of these are taking beats. It's not just Bitcoin Cash taking a hit right here. Hedera's, just up about 1.47%, even after they had a nice little rally. A lot of these things are kind of just like on the basically playing off of Bitcoin, and Bitcoin's getting absolutely obliterated. For Bitcoin being the largest asset in crypto, down 12% is a pretty big hit over the last 7 days. Let's be honest about that. But as you can see right here, stock's doing phenomenal again, right? The S&P 500 is up about 13 points. NASDAQ's up 55 points, and the Dow's killing it right now at 141 points up on the day. I mean, things are looking pretty damn good. Obviously, this is on the cusp of another U.S. talks, Iran. I mean, everyone keeps talking about the whole Iran deal, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. But, markets are down for crypto, not because, and what's crazy is the stock market continues to do well. Stock market does well, crypto is going down, and you can see right here, job openings in April surged to 7.6 million, the highest in nearly 2 years, dude. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reported that available employment hits 7.6 million for April, a surge of 731,000 from a prior month of the highest, which was May of 2024. So not looking good. There's amount of job openings rise. That's basically unemployment not looking good. Trump is melting up the Dow and S&P. It ain't coming down 0%. Yeah, it's going up pretty good right now. We're looking at the markets, right? We're judging. You have midterms coming up here. We've talked about the midterm cycle. Unfortunately, crypto has not done well in the cycle. It did well. It hit 120. We went into the 120,000s. 4,500 for ETH. Things were really good for crypto standpoint, but the markets out there have not done well. We talk about a super cycle, and everyone's expecting a bear market. Bear market for crypto, super cycle for that of anything, and there was an article out here where I was watching on X, and the guy's like, for all those crypto content creators talking about super cycles, like they're just full of shit and blah, 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 blah. Well, yeah, the crypto cycle definitely did not fall. Literally, the crypto has depegged 100% from traditional markets. It has depegged itself from the S&P 500. It's depegged itself from the NASDAQ. And usually it coincided and ran together with those. And literally, it's busted apart. Like they're not even close. You have everything over on the traditional financing side of the Dow, the S&P 500, NASDAQ, all hitting all-time highs, continually rising up. We're seeing this, literally, it's a parabola. And then you go over to the crypto side and you're seeing the complete opposite. And so, yeah, there's been a massive depegging, but the super cycle, the crypto or the stock market's been doing phenomenal. Markets have been doing very, very well. Even if you look at gas, right? I told you guys to buy the gas stocks like months before the gas crisis hit, right? And so anyone that bought into Exxon, which I did, I bought into Exxon, BP, and they've done very, very well. So yeah, it kind of sucks that gas prices have gone up, but if you're playing the game, you know that those markets were doing well, and they still continue to do pretty decent. Eventually, unfortunately, we're going into a summertime right now. Summertime gas prices continue to rise, even if we weren't at war with Iran or in a little conflict with Iran. Gas prices still go up over the summer, still go up from Memorial Day all the way to Labor Day. Like we know that happens. And that's really our biggest hit right now. And inflation's not in the greatest position, but the markets are doing very, very well. And when you start to go back and judge a president based off of things, you go back and you look at the markets, right? You go back and he'll be judged. Trump's judged off the markets. People can argue about inflation. They can argue about gas prices and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, what people remember is what their retirements look like, what their what their Roth IRA looks like. That's what they're looking at. And for majority of it, people are actually pretty satisfied. If you actually go out and look some of the polls, again, some polls are negative, some polls are positive. But when you look at that standpoint, things are actually looking good from a midterm standpoint. So Unfortunately, like I said, I mean, crypto is the only thing getting absolutely obliterated right now. But crypto is such a small pie. I mean, crypto is literally $2 trillion compared to hundreds of trillions of dollars in the global financial market. So it's not even close. And as a global standpoint, or even from just a U.S. standpoint, things are actually looking pretty good going into the midterms from a stock standpoint. I mean, actually looking phenomenal. So it's pretty crazy when you start to look at that. Let's see here. We got Selmo Fudd. What's up, buddy? Member for 19 months. I know you've been here a lot longer than that, my guy. One of my mods in the house here. What's up, Boston? I'm still rocking with you. I appreciate you, man. It's good to see you, dude. Hope all is well, Selmo. Hope all is well, dude. Your alt's trash before sale or sold. Yeah, I mean, what's up, Kev? Good to see you, dude. Uh, dude, everything the alt season never hit, right? I mean, the only altcoin out there that's worth a damn in all reality was Ethereum. Ethereum's actually held pretty steady. I mean, you go back and look at Ethereum, and people can dog Ethereum, but I mean, like, Ethereum really hasn't done a whole lot. Just go over like let's go to the weekly chart here. I mean, in all reality, like, look at this. This is over the years, dude. If anything, Ethereum's the only alt out there that's actually done anything. It stayed relatively the same, right? With a modest growth. I mean, you can see there's a trend line right here. I mean, there's been a modest growth since the bottom, right? 2022, you rise up. I mean, there has been a modest growth, but it hasn't been the greatest. But I mean, we're probably going to come down and hit this. You came down and hit 14.12. Maybe we'll come down and we'll hit this 16.38, which we already kind of did on a couple blips. But I mean, that's probably your level right there based off of where we're going. And Ethereum's probably the only altcoin that's actually steady in some way. I mean, yeah, it's probably not the best investment. It's been very dismal, but I mean, here we are. I think most crypto that you've invested in right now is down, right? If you didn't invest back in the early days, I mean, yeah, your crypto's down. I still look back. I told you guys, I still look back, and I mean, I'm up on my crypto. Is it up where I want it to be? No, it's not. It's not where I want it to be. But I mean, I'm definitely not down. I'm definitely excited still where it could go. And yeah, it's coming down a little bit, but we'll see what happens. I have some call options on Marvy right now. Yeah, I mean, dude, talk about that whole. I said Marvy, Marvel. Yeah, talk about that whole thing. I mean, you have the CEO of Nvidia come out and just pretty much back them, and saying it's going to hit trillions of dollars in terms of market cap. So yeah, pretty wild, right? The C3 squad is ready. Yeah, I do like the size of the Spurs guards against the Knicks. I think I put a bet in on just to let you guys know, dude. I put a fat bet on about 6 months ago. About 6 months ago, I put a fat bet on Wemby to win the MVP, and I put a fat bet on where's my predictions? There they go. Yeah, I put a fat one on the Spurs to win the title. And right now, dude, I mean, I put $50 in. I put $50 in on my Wemby to win the $50 on Wemby to win the MVP of the finals. That payout's 1,000. So 50 to 1,000. That's a pretty good payout, right? And then I put 50 on San Antonio to win the finals, and that payout is $850. So right now I spent $100 and I have an opportunity to pretty much win like $1,800, dude. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm like, dude. So I'm going for Spurs all the way, dude. Austin, you should do a whole live dedicated to stocks, like what you do for crypto. It would be amazing with your knowledge. I play the stock side. I told you guys, like, years ago I got out of stocks. I actually literally sold all my 401k, put it into crypto. And that was back in 2021, 2022 era when I did that. And so far that's paid off, right? Like, doing that has paid off because I'm still up on all my crypto from when I purchased it. But I've slowly entered back in. I mean, over the last probably year and a half, almost 2 years now, I've jumped a little bit back into a 401k, putting stuff into a Roth, and it's mostly for tax purposes. And so I slowly built that back up. And, obviously I bought Tesla. I've been buying some of these cryptos. We've talked about the purchases that we had on here. We bought Intel and Tesla and those things. And yeah, I don't have like this fat stack of like I do in crypto. But I mean, like, my Tesla purchase has been phenomenal. Like, I mean, like, honestly, we bought this Tesla back at 225. And I mean, this thing has done very, very well. I mean, Intel has done really, really well. I mean, we're buying Intel back over here in the dip, back at like, what was it? I think I bought it. I had to go back and look. I think I bought it back somewhere over here. It had to have been in 2023. It was like, I think I bought it for like 30 bucks, something like that. I had to go back and look. But this thing has done very, very well. Intel's killed it. You know what I mean? Some of these have done very well. So Apple continues to do okay. But yeah, maybe I will do some stock. I don't know. I don't really go into stock. Stock's kind of a boring. Stock's always been kind of boring, but I mean, it's been it's been really good this past year for sure, without a doubt. So, have you tuned in like this year? Cool to see you're still going. Yeah, what's up? World of Fights, good to see you, man. Hope all is well with you. The Lion, dude. Thanks so much for the $10 super chat. Hey, bro, can you touch on what's going on with XCL and Cent? Just wondering if there was bad news from the team at all. I continue to hold unless there's some shit. I sold my XCL. I told everyone I was selling, and then like a couple days later, I sold. Um, the team has been silent. I don't know. I kind of stepped away from it because it was just like, yeah, I don't know a whole lot, dude. I'm sorry. I just know that there hasn't been a lot of development, and maybe I'm wrong. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot, but my reasons are there's the X account got taken down. There was like not a lot of communication. I didn't see a lot of development happening, and I had a decent amount of money in there, and I was just like, you know what, dude, like, I took a pretty big loss. I think I lost like, I don't know, it was a pretty good amount. So, I took my beating, and I'm going to put it in something else. So actually, it's sitting in ETH right now. So we long in finally. Longins, it's gonna be tough to see the longs. Everything's kind of coming down. So I mean, longs are looking good, but they're probably gonna be short term longs, right? I'm not looking for long term longs. I inboxed you on Discord, Austin. When you get time, thanks for. Okay, yeah, I'll help you out, dude. Yeah, when I get off my stream, I'll help you out. But the Lion, thanks so much for the $10 super chat, man. I appreciate that a ton, dude. Got a rejection email from Chainlink. Damn, really? I almost bought some SanDisk a year ago. Gosh, dang, that'd been a good buy. Alts lost their shine. They may never come back, but that's my reminder to go buy more. Yeah, I'll probably stick to just the top. I mean, top. We've only been trading top tier cryptos for the most part, and it's been good. And I think that's probably what I'll continue. I'll wait for these to come back down, and then we'll probably jump in and buy some more. That's healthy. Fans at the store. She sent me a photo of like all these police officers there. Like, that's healthy. That's great. Acceler was professional rug pull. I mean, I don't really know what's going on with the dude. 401k is at 26% return. Hard to beat that. Yeah, you can't beat that from a 401k standpoint. Tell you the truth, I haven't looked at my own. Let me look, dude. I actually just got something on my 401k. I know I'm up fantastically on my 401k and my Roth, dude. And where the gap was is investing in large growth, right? So large growth being Tesla, Nvidia, Intel. Those are large growth funds. So if you are in a 401k, like, look into the large growth funds, because I mean, small growth funds, things like that, or if you're like in a 50-year yield or anything, I mean, those are kind of worthless. You want to jump over into the large growth funds. That's what you want to do. She said that a dude, they responded to a dude, he's so loud and hyped up on drugs. I'm just sitting here watching him. That's funny, dude. Dan Ripperino said I lost 5K with Cent. XCL I made money. So XCL you made money, Cent you lost. So overall, are you up money or down, Ripperino? I think I made a few thousand in XCL. That's pretty good, dude. 401k up 22.5%. That's good, dude. Kenny Wu, thanks so much for becoming a member of the A team. You're officially now a member of the channel, my friend. Welcome. Good to see you, dude. I didn't want to hate at the time because y'all were excited, but that XCL wasn't it. Yeah, I mean, we take our licks, right? I took a pretty big lick on the Cent side. XCL, I think I broke even on XCL, but the Cent side got me good, dude. But that's kind of you live and you learn scenario. You think I'd learn by now, but it is what it is. Chainlink Labs rejected me for a job. Oh, gotcha, bro. I was like, what are we talking about? They had a cool website though. It's all about the websites, right? So, okay, let's jump into it here. How'd you guys know? SpaceX is coming out here on an IPO on June 12th, which is going to be Friday of next week. And as you can see right here, Elon Musk in talks with banks to cut the IPO fee to below 0.75%, one of the lowest rates in history. Not only will this be the largest launch in history from an IPO standpoint, I mean, and I probably will not buy the IPO. I'm going to tell you guys right now, I probably will not buy the IPO because a lot of these platforms, I mean, so like Charles Schwab, you can't sell for a certain period of time. Like they literally won't let you sell. It's like basically a so that depends on where you're at. Robinhood, they might allocate some. I tell you the truth, I might buy it because they're not gonna. We'll see what happens here, dude. We'll have time, but I probably only allocate. They're probably only going to give me a couple $1,000 in this IPO, anyways. You know, and I'll probably wait for the IPO to come down because, as you guys know, every IPO is going to go. It's just like any other thing, right? The launch comes out, it's going to blow up, dude. It's probably going to go up 200, 300, 400%, and then it's going to come crashing back down. We've seen this in both in the crypto side and we see it in the stock side. I don't know if this one's going to be different or not, but I'll probably put some money in, just a little bit. I'm only going to be probably allocated a couple, you know, some stocks here in the beginning anyways. Like they're not going to give you as much as you want, right? Not you can go and put $100,000 and they're going to give you $100,000 worth of SpaceX. It's just not how it works. But so they might give me like what, like maybe like $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. I'll probably put that in there and see what happens here. And then I'll wait for I'll probably wait for it to come down to a certain price and probably put it in a bigger stack. I mean, SpaceX is going to do well. There's no doubt about it. You know, anytime that Elon Musk touched something, I know there's people out there that doubt Elon and they're all hating on Elon. Feel free to keep doing that. I really don't care because every product that I've invested in that he has put out there, it's done very, very well. Even if X became a publicly traded company again, which was formerly known as Twitter, even if that came out as a publicly owned company, I guarantee you X would perform very, very well, better than Twitter did. And I'm not going to doubt Elon, dude. I think that, again, if you go look at like what his bonus structure is for SpaceX, he's got to colonize Mars before he can ever take a profit on SpaceX. I mean, that's a pretty ballsy, like, you know, you're not going to get paid any of your dues until you go colonize Mars. Like that's wild, bro. Like that's a wild thing. But this will be interesting. This will be great. This will set the roadmap, dude. This will literally set the roadmap for the next IPOs that come out here because there's some big ones coming out here. I mean, obviously, you know, you're going to have OpenAI is going to come out and launch an IPO. You're going to have Anthropic come out and launch an IPO. There's going to be some big IPOs coming on the books here. But I think this one might be the biggest, dude. Was always struggling pulling out. I read a post last night showing that last market crash in 2020, short-term percentage was around 3.8%, which was where it is right around now. Interesting theory. Yeah, I mean, you're right, dude. And they're talking about that. I mean, the 3.8%, like that's and it's really, I mean, when you think about it, it's not that bad. And we're already there. And so there's chance. I mean, October is kind of the time where we're going to see maybe hopefully a bounce back. I'm buying Tesla on the futures bright. Yeah, Tesla is going to do well. I mean, you got to think Tesla too, guys. Like, don't even thinking back to Tesla. You got to think Tesla right now is basically just a giant AI company. Tesla is getting so much data from AI from all their Tesla cars that are out there, and you got to realize I bet you. Well, they already came out and said it. I mean, in the next 10 years, Tesla won't even be a car. It will still produce cars, but their biggest money maker is going to be from Optimus. You know, Optimus is going to be the biggest moneymaker for them. So I think you have a blind spot about Elon, but I hope it pays off. I mean, he's just performed well, right? I mean, you know, you could say everyone has their own opinions on Elon, right? Some people hate him, some people like him, and that's fine. But, you know, everything that he's done very, very well. You know what I mean? Look at PayPal, right? He's done very, very well with PayPal. You know, he did very, very well with Tesla. I just, like I said, I mean, look at Anthropic, right? I mean, he was a creator of Anthropic, and look at where that's at, right? Yeah, the whole we blocked Claude AI at work. Yeah, you probably got to, dude. I mean, the whole Claude is scary, dude. But Anthropic's going to come out and I mean, you got to get into these stocks. Like it would be so dumb if you didn't. I mean, like, just looking back at Facebook, right? Like I look back at Facebook and I never bought into Facebook. And it was at a time in my life where like I wasn't making a ton of money. You know, I just started working just out of college. You know, didn't really have a lot of money or, you know, extra money to put into like a Facebook. And I look back at that time, right? Let's just go back and take a look at Facebook by the chance, you know? And let me go to stocks here, Facebook. So oops. Isn't Facebook FB? What is, it's Meta now. Sorry, I'm all freaking, I think I have Meta over here. I forgot Facebook is, so if you go back and actually look at this, dude, I mean, like look at back in 2012 when this whole thing happened. I mean, you could have got it back for like $15 back in the day here. And I remember when the stock was down here, I was literally walking in a Safeway with Fan, and we were talking about it. And I was literally going to allocate like a pretty good chunk of my paycheck to buying it. And I never pulled the trigger. I honestly never pulled the trigger. And I look back at this and I go, dude, if I would have just pulled the trigger back at that $18 mark when it happened back in 2012, I'd be sitting on some fat stacks right now, but I never did it, dude. Even if I put 5K in, I remember sitting there talking about it, dude, putting 5K in back at that price. You know, you'd be up 2,000, almost, you know, we'll just say 2,000, what is that? Almost a 28x, dude. I mean, just do the math on that, dude. I mean, that's 28x. You'd put 5,000 in on that times 28. I'd be sitting on $140,000 on a $5,000 investment over basically, you know, 12 years. Well, a little more than that, 14 years. But that's really good return. Like, that's a crazy return. Companies do IPOs, do raise cash. I don't trust Elon with money. Austin, how much Dogecoin do you have? I don't have Dogecoin, dude. I sold my Dogecoin at like 50 cents, 55 cents. It's crazy. Dogecoin was one of the biggest, one of my bigger returns for crypto for sure. Can't download AI on my personal computer though. I just don't trust it yet. Yeah, there's a lot. The whole Claude thing is crazy. I mess around with Claude a little bit, and it actually performs. But you know, right now, ChatGPT still performs very, very well. I feel it, for me, it best suits a lot of things that I do. So I kind of stuck with that. John Claude Van Damme. When I think of when I think of that, dude, that's so funny you say John Claude Van Damme, because when I think of Claude, I literally think of John Claude Van Damme. That's so freaking funny, dude. But like I'm saying, I mean, like, do I trust Mark Zuckerberg with my money? No, I don't trust Mark Zuckerberg with my money. I don't trust any of these billionaires with my money. But that's the only way to continue to make money is off of these companies. So, you know, you go back in Tesla. What did the guy say? I mean, if you invested $3,000 back in Tesla's IPO, I think, you know, I think that you'd be. Let's go back to Tesla's IPO. I mean, if you go back and see how much this thing was, I mean, if you put, what he said, I think he said if you put $3,000 in at the launch of this IPO, which was at $1 for Tesla. Look at that, dude. Their lowest price was $1, a little lower than $1. But imagine if you put $10,000 in. Imagine if you put $10,000 in on Tesla back at that time, right? I mean, like, insane. If you put $10,000 back in at $1, you know what I mean? Like, let's go to $1. You're up like literally 34,000%. I mean, look at that, dude. 33, dude. That is insane. Like, you're up 33,000% if you put. I mean, like, what? That's just crazy to me, dude. Like, to be up 33,000% if you were. I mean, like, it's not even. It's a 400% return. It's a 400x. I mean, yeah. The guy said if you put $3,000 in and you times that by 400, I mean, you're sitting on $1.2 million on a $3,000 investment. So, like, these opportunities are there and they're rare. But I mean, like, you don't. There's not many opportunities you get. The Apples and the Facebooks and the Googles. I mean, you look back in time and you go, man, I wish I could have bought back then. I wish I could have bought the Apple IPO. I wish I could have bought the Microsoft. I wish I could have bought Amazon. And I never. 5K is 1.67 million. Yeah, so I did some rough math, but yeah. But that's what I'm saying is that these opportunities don't come. Like, my son's going to look back and go, man, I wish I could have bought the SpaceX IPO. I wish I could have bought the OpenAI IPO. But, you know, he's not. He's 14 years old. But he's going to look back and go, damn, I wish my parents did. And trust me, I'm going to. Like, there's no doubt about it, dude. No doubt about it. So if you're not, like, I don't know what to say. Like, that sucks, you know? And I wouldn't let, like, Elon's name hold you back from doing that. I could see Elon making SpaceX a Doge strategy. Yeah, he very well could. I would not. I'm not going to discount anything that he does at all. But just realize he's trying to make deals out here, and I'm just on board with it 100%, dude. But one thing I want to emphasize, and I emphasize it a lot here, is that Bitcoin ETFs hit their longest selling streak on record. As you can see right here, U.S. spot Bitcoin ETFs have recorded withdrawals for 11 straight trading sessions, totaling $3.45 billion, their longest outflows since launching in 2024. Grayscale was the first one to do this. Now it's BlackRock. And I mean, they're absolutely obliterating the market. The ETFs will rule the space. Like, this is the new norm now. I did put out a little tweet on this. And I mean, like, it's true though. Oops, shit. I just clicked on that fudge. I just clicked off the wrong thing, dude. But like, I put out a tweet here. I said, crypto is owned by the institutions now, and Bitcoin will do, and Bitcoin will do what they want it to do. Welcome to the new reality. And I do believe that. I think when it comes to Ethereum and when it comes to Bitcoin, this is the new reality. It's going to be controlled by these institutions that are buying and selling this at large scale. And I mean, the amount of money that's being sold off on this is phenomenal. I mean, it's absolutely insane how much money is actually exiting the markets. From a total standpoint here. I mean, just look at that, dude. Since May 15th, The last buy was on May 14th, and there were sells before May 14th. May 14th was just one day out of like between a 5 day sell off, and then they just bought for one day and then back to selling again. And you can see, I mean, the massive exodus from crypto right now. The only one buying right now is literally Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley bought $6.1 million in Bitcoin yesterday, which is odd. Yeah, Morgan Stanley out here buying, but everyone else is selling. But yeah, these will continue to rule the space, and we're seeing that happen in real time. And so when the only way Bitcoin's going to come back around is when these institutions decide they're going to start buying up the market again. So they're going to try to drive the market down as much as possible, get out as many retail investors as possible, even get Michael Saylor to sell a strategy or to sell his Bitcoin. I mean, which is happening right now. The markets are coming down so hot right now that even Michael Saylor himself is selling his Bitcoin, and they want that, right? They want these people to sell their Bitcoin so they can buy it at a better price. I mean, we've said that multiple times, and that's the strategy all the time. You know, it's an exit strategy. They make people egg the fear of the markets and force people's hands to sell the market. They sell the market, and then it hits a certain point, and they're going to come back in and they're going to buy up that market, create FOMO, create like this fear of missing out that it's going to go to $200,000, $250,000 again, and they're going to ride that whole rally back up again. Like this is like the same old song and dance that we've been doing since the launch of Bitcoin, and it's just gotten bigger. It's just now it's you can actually see it. You can see it playing out in real time, and so I hope people actually I hope people actually realize that. So you can see right here, BlackRock just deposited over 425 million worth of Bitcoin to Coinbase Prime. And I mean, yeah, you're seeing that happen. 400. I mean, you're seeing it happen in real time right now. So BlackRock, if you're mad at anyone, be mad at BlackRock. He sold 32. Yeah, he sold 30, but he'll probably sell more. You know what I mean? Like I said, I mean, you have to sell. He's covering his dividends. He's covering, certain things that are happening here, and it's his first time selling in 3 years. I mean, it's not the first time he's sold. I know he tells everyone like never sell Bitcoin, but you got to realize maybe he's never selling his personal Bitcoin, but he's going to go sell his Bitcoin that he's accumulated in strategy to make sure he covers his dividends. Like, you have to still be smart with your money, right? Austin, do you think we'll ever go under $1 for XRP again? Possibly, yeah. There's a potential for it, Mac Daddy, for sure, for it to go back under. I think that we're sort of seeing that. If you did and you showed your viewers the right tools, you would have known that what happens today at 8 o'clock. Rulebook says what? I don't know what you're talking about, dude. Peckham. Bring on the pain to get the gain. I think he did the tax harvesting too. Yeah, I mean, that you're going to see that, right? I mean, that's a smart strategy to do. But this is a pretty crazy thing right here. NASDAQ stocks since 2008, up in June and July, 70% of the time, June and July, the stock market rises. Typically gains between 5 and 6%. The downside risk is modest, about 2 to 4. So, I mean, the time to buy right now is starting in this June to July. And then you can see right over here in September, October, we have this massive rally that's going to happen. A plus 6 to 5 to 6% is pretty damn good. No matter who you work for, you ultimately work for BlackRock. That's probably true. Yeah, it's probably true. I mean, I think everything we do is for BlackRock. So yeah, stock's going to continue to do well. Stock market going into this. So, we talk about this whole, we talk about the election cycle, and we talk about going into this election year. We obviously, November, we have elections again. And there we go. You know what I mean? And I think that we're starting to see some positive things come out here. And crypto's probably going to bounce around that time. We're probably going to see it come back. The elites said you will own nothing. Yeah, I mean, the elites, that's the whole point, right? The elites want you out, dude. Flush out before Clarity Act. The Clarity Act is, if you read the Clarity Act isn't even that good for retail investors, dude. It's only for banks and institutions trying to trade Bitcoin and crypto and trying to, do that. It has nothing to do with like us as retail investors. In all reality, the Clarity Act is kind of a joke from a retail standpoint. They're not even going to hold people accountable for certain things. I mean, they're going to continue to allow BlackRock and Grayscale and all them to continue to manipulate the markets. They're going to still continue to allow insider trading. It's the Wild Wild West still. The Clarity Act is really only for, allowing banks and the exchanges to operate in a certain way. But you're still going to have all that. Whoever your country is governed by, you're ultimately governed by BlackRock. Yeah. True. But I'm a holder of Helium Mobile. Just to let you guys know, I do hold Helium Mobile. I actually hold like a pretty decent amount of Helium Mobile. Not, I say decent, a pretty decent amount. I think I hold. Let's see how much I hold right now. And I've held it. For I hold like roughly. Where is my Helium Mobile? That's Helium Mobile balance. There we go. Yeah, I hold a little bit of what's crazy about this is like Helium Mobile is only on the deck side. It was originally it was on you could buy it on Coinbase, and then Coinbase delisted it. You had to get it off and have it on, and you could send it over to a Solana based crypto. You can send it over to like a Solana based one, but you can see right now Andrew Yang's Noble Mobile has acquired the Crypto Power Wireless Helium Mobile, combining Noble's mobile service businesses with Helium's blockchain. And the whole Helium thing was pretty crazy, and I still hold like I think it's like $1,000, nothing too crazy, but it is pretty wild to sort of see this thing is still out here, still going, dude. With cash, so you could actually you could actually buy some Helium Mobile still. Damn, maybe you can buy it on Coinbase now. Did they actually list it again on Coinbase, or am I tripping? Dude, I think you can actually buy mobile on Coinbase now. Holy crap. I don't care about clarity for investment as long as it opens up institutions to feel free to utilize the tech. True. Real use case. I mean, yeah, we talk about that. Yeah, real use case, but it just feels like use case is kind of eh. Spoiler alert, there will be no clarity act. They are drafting 4X. That's kind of what it feels like, right? But I've shown you guys this before. This is CryptoCon out here, and I do think that we're actually kind of like going towards this path right now. Here we are, right here. Cycle bottom is between November of 2026 and 2027. So we're talking about this happening. I mean, this is kind of playing out in real time right now. And some people don't want to look at it. I mean, we'll find out. What was crazy is Ben Cohen. It cracks me up, dude. This is why I hate the crypto space. And I'll be honest with you, dude. I hate the influencers a lot of influencers in the crypto space are super freaking annoying. And it's because you have people like Ben Cohen, who's been pretty spot on with his stuff. Like I said, I don't know why people were dogging him. You know what I mean? Like if you were following the data and like just listening, I mean, he was pretty spot on, and so far he's done pretty well with saying where this is going. CryptoCon's another one. You know what I mean? And what's crazy about this is when we had this bounce back, when we literally had this bounce back, everyone was attacking these guys, dude. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. You guys are full of shit, blah, 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 blah. When we had this little spring back up here. But I mean, like, we all knew that this weekly was going to come up and hit this peak up here. And it was just a matter of time that we were going to come up and fill up this fair value gap, which we did at 82. And then there was going to be probably a sell off again. And so this whole rally coming back here we were timing this out perfectly, but there were so many people out there dogging Ben and dogging, CryptoCon, all these other people out there that were saying that, hey, dude, the 4-year cycle is real. We're going to come down to a new all-time low. And then what happens, dude? You guys could probably guess what happens. As soon as the market comes down and starts to actually do like what a lot of people have talked about, even what we talked about here on the channel. Like we talked about this market coming back and then coming back down. Like we've talked about that. We said this market, I was hoping that we're going to have like a little bounce, some like double top right here to give a nice little relief somewhere in here. It was kind of what I was hoping for, but we'll see if that happens. I don't know. But we do know that this market's going to come back down hot. We knew that coming out the gate. But what do you think? What do you think? A lot of these other crypto people, after they dogged on Ben and dogged on CryptoCon and all these other people, what do you think that they're posting now? They're posting like, yeah, we knew this was going to happen. Yeah, we know this is going to happen. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, it's so funny to me how these people are able to just like sit here and like, it's a bull run. Everyone buy in. And then as soon as it goes back the other way, they're like, yeah, I was telling you guys for months that this was going to come down. I was telling you. And that's like literally their post now. And I'm like, oh my gosh, dude. So like now you have Ben out here just calling these people out. And I'm like, dude, shout out to Ben. Shout out to Ben for standing on business, dude. And like actually calling these fools out, because you know what I mean? Like they were going after him like nonstop. And then now they come back and they're like, we recognize this. Like we knew this was going to happen. And like this, and I was just like, dude, stop, dude. Like just stop. And so I was trying to find the one where, right here. Oh yeah, but this guy right here, this Marty Party guy, dude. This is one of the guys right here. His name is Marty Party. He says, he goes, right here. Right here. This is what it was. He had to repost it, and he blocked Ben, dude. So Ben posted on here. He goes balance. It goes Binance liquidation map June 2nd. Pretty obvious. They will flush. And then you have Ben over here who's like, he's laughing. He's like, I put out videos on YouTube channel constantly regarding this, blah blah blah. And then the guy ends up deleting his comments on here because like he knows that Ben will try. He starts and now he's laughing, dude. He's like, you were doing so good for about 2 days, and then he starts laughing. But it's funny because like you go and look at these replies, and he deleted them. He deleted them because he's calling this guy out because this guy just went after him. And I remember those posts. He was just going after him. And yeah, so now you have all these people out here like, oh, this was expected. We saw this coming. And it's like, dude, you can't backtrack now. You can't backtrack now, dude. That's what I hate about the crypto space, dude. People just have no integrity. You know what I mean? People have no integrity on sticking by what they say. They just go with the times. They just go with the clicks. Whatever clicks work. It's so funny to me, dude. People just have no shame at all, dude. And it's all about clicks. And that's what I actually like. I don't know if you guys are following. I was listening to Spencer Pratt was on Bill Maher's channel, and obviously Bill Maher being super liberal, and listen and again, Spencer Pratt's like, dude, I'm like an honor Republican. I'm not a Democrat. Like I'm just here to run on making sure that our streets are safe for our kids and our wives. Like that's and our pets. Like that's all I care about. And it was funny on there because he was talking about how it holds him to this like, hey, you were on this TV show called The Hills and you were a douchebag and you were like this piece of crap and all this kind of stuff. And he's like, what's funny about this is like, people don't realize that reality TV is all fake. Like it's all fake. Like my persona, like how he goes, I just fed into that being a douchebag because that's like what the producers wanted. They wanted me to be that. And so I just went into that role. Like that's not who I am. That's just the role I played in that drama series that we created. He's like, that's not who I am as a person, but people believe like that's who I truly am because like, he's like, do you guys realize it's all fake? It's like WWE, all these reality TV shows with the Kardashians. And he's like, that's all fake. Everything is set up. They all talk about it. And I'm like, it's so funny. Cause like, I always thought it was fake too. Like, this is like crazy. There's no way they're going to see all this stuff. Like it's all set up. And it's so true. And it's finally, so he throws it out there, but people take it so serious. And it's like, that's just not who we are. But I mean, like, again, goes back to like crypto, dude. Like these people are like just fake. It's just fake. Like they just play into whatever's working to get clicks, just like Spencer Pratt being an asshole got clicks, it got views, it made money, it got all these, it got increased viewership. And then you have these crypto content creators. This Mario Nafal guy, right? Mario Nafal, I blocked his ass like weeks, like months, like actually over a year ago. I blocked him because all he is just clickbait. He just posts whatever is popular out there, reposts it, steals content. You got a lot of people out there that just take content and repost it for clicks. They don't even have their own value. Like they don't have their own thoughts, nothing, dude. And that's what this space is full of, unfortunately. And it just sucks. And like, so you have Ben out here who's been in the space for a long time. And I've followed Ben for a long time. I know Kev's followed Ben for a long time. I actually tell you the truth, I think Kev's actually who maybe turned me on to him like years ago. Could have been. But Ben's been around for a long time. There's a lot of people that have been around for a long time. And it's just crazy to me that they just dog him, dude. Yeah, told you all to follow Ben, but he's only been right until he's not. Yeah, you're right. And there's times where you're right and wrong. You don't have 100%. You don't have 100% success rate, dude. Like, just like when you make calls, like you can say like, hey, the market's it's time to short the market. It doesn't mean you're always gonna be right on shorting the market. Just like you'll never be, but it's the ownership of it. That's the part that frustrates me is that people don't own. They don't own anything, dude. They just go with the next flow. They don't care, and it's just crazy. Keep dumping. What are we talking about, dude? Why I like the space. It's more news, fun rather than trades. Yeah, it's a lot of news. There's a ton of news out here for sure. Hopefully Pratt can save California. That'll be interesting to see if he can. I don't know. Everything's fake, including me. Yeah, right. Vows to get rid of tanning tax. Paris Hilton even said that they were asked to do act stupid. Yeah, and that's the thing is, I mean, like that's what it's all about. Heard that about Jersey Shores too. It was. It's all fake, dude. The Clarity Act has been added to the U.S. Senate legislation. Nice, dude. That's actually really good. I stopped listening to that chubby idiot George. He's the worst. I think I met George. I don't really know him a whole well, but I mean, like, I think everyone has their own. They bring their own stuff to content creation, right? People don't like me. People don't like how I display or do my lives. All I try to do is I wake up in the morning. I'll tell you what I do, dude. I wake up in the morning. First thing I do is I check my balances in my bank account. I check my balances in my IRAs. I check my balances on Coinbase, in my Charles Schwab accounts, and then I go over. I read the news. I look over things that make sense, things that like I want to talk about, and and then I share what people have out there. That's all I do is I'm basically like a news station where I share. I'm not out here creating my own stuff. I'm just here sharing things that are make sense and things to look at, both positive and negative, and let people decide what they want to take from it. That's literally all I've been doing for the last, I don't know, however long. But people don't like that. People think that that's stupid, and it's like, okay. I mean, we all have our own ways of presenting data that we look at, and being able to give us better knowledge of like when we're going to invest or not, or if we're going to buy in or not buy in. Like that's all I try to do. But I mean, people don't like that. People think that that's dumb. You know what I mean? So Ben explains clearly why your alts don't move. You should go see if you haven't. Basically, we need 0% rates. Yeah, alts are a little rough, like George, but he fudded XRP for years and jumped on the wagon. He did. That's one thing about it. George did. I remember watching him. He definitely was against the whole XRP. He was strictly a Bitcoin guy, right? Really into Bitcoin, and then he kind of lingered into it. And then when XRP went off, he kind of jumped on that whole that whole XRP rally, right? And a lot of people did, dude. There's so many people out there did. So many people that like never talked about XRP became XRP experts, right? No people that even held XRP, but that they chase the views, they chase it all, dude. And it's okay. Like that's just what the internet's created. It's what the internet. But I appreciate people like Ben. I appreciate people like CryptoCon and the other people on YouTube that like literally call out the bullshit. That like, hey, dude, you like dogged me for months or even like a couple months over this, and now that my thing's right, you're coming back and taking credit like you were telling your viewers this whole time that this was happening. It's like you can't do that, dude. You can't just do that, because again, unfortunately, people just forget about it. People forget, like, they get over things really quick. Like what we talk about, people could be upset about something, and then a couple weeks later, they've totally forgot what they were upset about. I saw the market selling off this morning, so I took a risk and sold all my XRP. It seems that a bought back at today's low, being from England. I was watching it drop massively. Dang, bro. Yeah, it came down pretty hot, dude. Oh, I don't think that they hold crypto, dude. I don't think that there's a lot of people actually. Unfortunately, sadly, I do think that the people that talk about crypto are not in crypto. Majority of people, they say they hold crypto, but they don't hold crypto. I do believe. I actually do agree with you on that. I think a majority of people. I think a majority of these crypto people, they're out there. They're the crypto bros, dude. They're out there spending it all, dude. And I don't think that they actually have a ton in crypto. I really don't, dude. They make money off of talking about crypto, making deals and sponsorships, and that's the money that they're making. But they actually don't hold the crypto that they say they're holding, dude. I agree with you, dude. They wouldn't say the things that they say and do the things that they do if they did. Do you think the market in XLM will go lower? Yeah, I think that there's going to be more of a bottom blue for sure. It's the writing's out there, dude, and I'll tell you the reasons why. Look at this. This is the weekly RSI. The weekly RSI has never lied to us on what it's going to do. This is Bitcoin. This is a little cluster of a map here, but I mean, you can see. I mean, the weekly is we knew that this thing was going to top out, and this thing, like I said, this thing could bounce back, right? We haven't lost the 50%. If we lose this 50%, we're probably toast. But I mean, we've done here back in 2021. Where it had a nice little soft and we came and bounced back, but different times, right? Different times. But I mean, this double top theory can happen. We have these double top theories a lot. We had a double top here before full reset. We had double tops here before full reset, double tops here. Even here, we had a double top. This is considered a double top because we haven't had a full reset. You don't typically, you have to have a full reset before you consider we hit a bottom and then bounce back. Like this one, we didn't even hit a bottom, So I consider that to be it's still a double top. We haven't even fully reset. Then we come here and you have another double top right here, 1, 2. And so I was, I'm hoping that we come back up and we fill a little bit of some fair value gaps in here that we left open. And we're leaving open some pretty big fair value gaps. 3 weeks in the sell, 4 weeks in the red. I mean, a month in the red. And usually when we have 4 weeks or more in a red, we're going to have a little bit of a bounce back. And so I do think that we're going to come back up and maybe have another little bounce back. That's kind of what I'm hoping for before we have a complete sell-off here, which again plays right into kind of where we're at. Because if you actually play that out, let's just say that we bounce back for 2 or 3 weeks. Maybe let's just say 2 weeks we have this bounce back. 2, 3 weeks we bounce back. That puts us back in maybe, let's see, 1, 2, 3, puts us back July 22nd. And then it gives us the rest of the summer to reset at the bottom, knowing that we're going to probably have this October, November, December range of where we, potentially hit a bottom. And that's kind of where the sellout's going to happen here. And, I have 55,000. I've had 55,000 for months, probably probably more than 6+ months. I've had the 55,000 marker on here of where this could fall out to. And we'll see what happens, right? I mean, this is all just projection. Helium coin that you staked in a node and collect rewards for data sharing. Yeah, that's the Helium one. I mean, you just so happen to buy everything bottom. Not possible. Yeah, no one can just buy 100% buy the bottom. They're out here making $10 million trades, but they really need that $30 a month off Twitter and give you alpha out to share. Well, that's the whole thing. It's all about perception, right? I mean, everyone feels that like if you're broke and you're broke, it cracks me up, because if you're a broke person and you're trying to give financial, you're trying to talk about finances, right? You're trying to talk about numbers and wealth and your investments, and you're broke, and people know that you're broke, are they going to continue to listen to you? I mean, it's I don't know, but they have to put on a facade that they are rich, that they have a lot of money because of the investments that they did. And so a lot of it's just like the Spencer Pratt thing, dude. They put on this fake facade that they're this rich, crypto bro. I made all this money from investing and this and this and this. And then people, they drink up that juice, dude. I mean, that's how social media is, dude. That's how the crypto sphere is. That's how social media sphere is, dude. Is that they got to pump these people up to make them believe that they're one thing. I mean, Instagram's a perfect example, right? Elon called out Instagram years ago, saying that all it is just a bunch of fake baddies out there that are trying to get your money, dude. That's all it is. It's just a bunch of clickbait fake baddies out there that are just posting sexy hot photos, but in all reality, they're not that. It's not that at all. They're posting fake lifestyle clips of themselves when they really aren't that. But that's the whole reason everyone believes that, like, that's what you got to sell people to be able to like show that you're worth something, or that you are, whatever it might be. And unfortunately, people, they hook, line, and sinker people all the time off that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? And that's where it sucks, because there's just not a lot of real people out there. There's just a lot of fake ass people out there, fake people. Unfortunately, sadly, there's not a lot of real people I've met in crypto. I mean, I'll be honest with you, dude. I think majority of the people I've met in crypto are fake as shit. Majority of people that I met in general, dude. I mean, I met social media people. I've met big time YouTubers. Fan's been a big YouTuber for a while. You meet some people at these events, dude. They're fake ass people, dude. Like, they're only there for they'll be friends with you, and they'll be all buddy with you and stuff like that, just to seek your knowledge and then basically feed off of your people, and then whatever they get from you, they're done with you. And a perfect example of that, dude. I'll give you a perfect example of that. There was a guy, and fans probably going to hate me for saying this, but I don't give a shit, dude. Like, I really don't care. And the reason why is because, this is where I really knew, like, wait a second, dude. Like, you shouldn't help anyone. You like that. And PewDiePie, I don't know if you guys watch PewDiePie. And again, I'm getting on like this whole crazy, we're getting off rails here, but PewDiePie was a perfect example of a guy out there, and I really like PewDiePie because he's probably one of the realest dudes on YouTube, and he kept it real with a lot of people. I mean, and he basically called it for what it was. He said, "Do not trust anyone out there that is trying to do the same thing as you do, because all they care about is their bottom line. They don't give a shit about your bottom line." And unfortunately, like me, like I've always felt like I've looked out for a lot of people here, even in the crypto space. There's been a lot of crypto content creators that have come up, that I've helped out and tried to help with the platform and all that kind of stuff. And like, but there's not a lot of people that will do that. Like, and I legitimately wanted to do that. Like, it wasn't because I was trying to get something from them. I could care less. But PewDiePie said, never help anyone, dude. That's the first thing you got to do, is never help anyone, and never talk to anyone when it comes to YouTube, when it comes to social media, anything, because they're all fake. They're all horrible people, and they're all fake. And for the most part, he's right. For the most part, he is absolutely right. And it started when I first got a glimpse of that after he said that was Fan. She became friends with a person in the space who is a big time big time YouTuber. I'm I'm talking, you know, 33 million subscribers on YouTube. I'm talking a big person in this space. They became friends. They talked every day. They shared stuff. Fan was way bigger than this person. Fan had a lot more stuff, and so we were like sharing stuff with them to like how to like help with their algorithm and to like do all this kind of stuff. And eventually he got bigger. He got bigger than Fan, and basically, dude, like it was just crazy, like how like it went from like, hey, dude, like thank you so much for the help to like fuck you guys, you know what I mean? And then like kind of in a way it was just a clown, and it was just like that's crazy. And now he's like a big name in YouTube. He's down in LA. He's got all these friends. The girlfriend that supported him for like for like 10 years of his life, he broke up with her because she wasn't good enough. So he goes, now he's with all these models. Crazy, dude. Like, and I was just like, that's the first time I was like, wow, dude, like, yeah, never help someone, dude, because they just turn around and they'll just, give you the middle finger, dude. And yeah, so that's unfortunate with the space. Like, so going back to like this whole Ben thing, like, shout out to Ben, shout out to those guys for like holding down what you should, holding it down and like telling these people, like, yeah, you create this following off fake precedents. Like, all you do is you're just a grifter, and it really is. People just grift off of other people's content, and then they're not real, dude. There's zero creativeness. There's zero authentic thoughts, and that's majority of crypto, dude. It's majority of these crypto spaces. It's majority of these these influencers and all influencers. So sorry, I'll get off. I digress, and I'm off that. But that's just really what it is. Austin, you're humble with an outrageously sexist beard. I appreciate you, guys. Let's keep the beard going, right? I appreciate you, product, dude. Yeah, real knows real. Yeah, most people I meet just want something from you. My mindset is provided more than I receive. Yeah, that's a lot of what it is, dude. They do want something from you, and that's a sad thing to like go in and walk into. Is to like, hey, what does this person want from me? And and for the most time, they're just not real, right? Ever since I switched to a minimalist lifestyle and focused on my stocks and shares and crypto, the knowledge and discipline you gain from that is life changing. I don't buy anything I don't need. That's actually really good, Gary. Shout out to you for doing that. That's actually really good. I've been trying to become a minimalist myself. It's really hard, especially when you have kids, is to become a minimalist. But like, small things. Like for some reason, I can't cut out my Starbucks. I've been trying super hard to become a minimalist and like just like make my own coffee. But for some reason, dude, I can't. It sucks waking up in the morning, and this sounds really bougie of me to wake up in the morning and like the coffee just doesn't taste the same. And when you just like love something, you love the flavor of it, and people don't like Starbucks, but I truly like legitimately love Starbucks flavor, like the taste of just black Starbucks coffee. And it's like I go in there in the morning, it's like my routine. And I think it's more of a routine thing than it is anything. But for some reason, I can't ever taste like the flavor. So I could never get rid of this as much as like I want to stop doing Starbucks. I mean, I could save myself $4 a day if I just did that, right? Talk about minimalist mentality. It needs to start with my Starbucks, and I just can't even do that. So Austin just got in. How we looking, boss? I mean, we're looking rough, Lionheart. I mean, in all reality, it's a rough build. You know what I mean? It's a rough day. The good thing is, I mean, we've had some pretty big sell-offs over here. 4 hours at the bottom, 12 hours at the bottom, days at the bottom. Weekly's working its way down. Even the hours at the bottom. So, I mean, everything's coming down. We're eventually going to hit a peak where we're going to have a bounce back. The bounce back is going to happen. 95% of people suck. True, they kind of do, dude. Best advice I ever reached in life was the world does not care about you. That's so true, Chameleon. Dude, absolutely true. I mean, they don't care about what you have to say. They don't care about what you got going on. They really don't. Other people don't care. There was a comedian, what'd they say? He's a comedian. He's from like Finland. He talks about the word shit and how like the word, that's the hardest word in the English dictionary or in the English language to learn is the word shit. And he goes through all the scenarios that we learn about the word shit. And, it's like, if you are the shit, that's good. But if you are a piece of shit, you're bad. So he goes through this whole thing. And that's one of them where it's like the world does not care about you. And like, that's what, like, when you think about it, no one gives a shit about your feelings. The only people that really give a shit about your feelings is you. And so he was talking about that. And that was in his speech, is like, if you give it, if like someone else is, wants to say shit, you don't really care about their shit, but like the only shit you care about is your own shit, and it's just pretty funny. So I think about that. I love story time with Austin. Oh, crypto, that's funny. Sorry, I kind of went off the rails. I go off the rails sometimes. My chickens conduct themselves better than most. Chickens are legit, dude. Actually, tell you the truth, like I learned when I worked for a pretty big chicken a company that did a lot of eggs, and I learned a lot about chickens, more than I ever thought I would learn about a chicken. Mm. And chickens are they're actually pretty legit. You know what I mean? I actually do dig chickens. I got no kids and a single now, so I thought, why not give it a go? I'll let it born. I can retire in 13 years. That's pretty good, dude. I'm 50. 13 years, pretty good, dude. Gary, to retire. Dunkin' is better than Starbucks Americanos. They're cold, dude. So my first experience with Dunkin' Donuts, dude. I went down to Florida, and it was the first time that I had a coffee out of a styrofoam. I asked them for an Americano, an iced Americano, and they put it in a styrofoam cup. And I was like, what the fuck? Who puts I just felt it was really weird to drink. Like, it's just really weird to drink out of a styrofoam, because it was the same cup they used to put their coffee in, but they put it in a star. And I was just like, I'm having a hard time drinking this black Americano and drinking it out of a styrofoam cup. I Show Speed. What about I Show Speed? Starbucks spikes the coffee. They probably do, dude. You can never get a coffee maker that has a time and brews itself before you wake up. But it's like, yes, I could do all that, Observer, but for some reason, the coffee just does not taste the same. And when I pour it over ice, it still doesn't taste the same. And I even went to the extremes of buying my own espresso machine to make shots. And for some reason, even when I do that, my coffee still doesn't taste what I want it to when it comes to Starbucks. It's just like the Starbucks cold coffee, usually cheaper at Walmart or Target. Yeah, and for some reason, I just can't do it. I just can't figure it out. I don't know why. I don't know why it doesn't taste the same. I saw that shit funny. That's isn't it funny, Mac Daddy? Yeah, it's funny, and that's kind of what I think about. What are we seeing at the next support level for Bitcoin and Chainlink? Well, Bitcoin's support level, like I said, I mean, the support level blew out. We had a support level at 69, it blew out. Now we're down here. I mean, there's a fair value gap at 65. And then we're at this level now where, I mean, we're hanging on. If we get below 65, we're definitely going to have a fallout here. 60 is the number. But, I mean, our levels are 55. I think I'm down here at 81 for XRP. ETH, I think I'm down here at like 18. Well, I've already hit 1802 is the number, but I think it could definitely dip down even below that. It can get down to, people are calling for 1400 again for XRP. There was for Ethereum. I saw some people out there posting that Ethereum could get back down to 1400, and it very well could. I mean, 1800 is right here as well. I hope we consolidate somewhere around this like 18 to 1600 mark. There's a nice little fair value gap between 1736 and 1652. So that very well could be in play. Chainlink, I mean, Chainlink's going to follow Ethereum, dude, in all reality. And so you're probably looking at that $7 range. Speaking of YouTubers, Austin, I'm actually working on building a YouTube channel. Where can I buy your ebook? It's actually, you guys want to know the trick. You guys really want to know the trick to crypto. You want to know the trick to content and like how to actually be successful on YouTube or just in general. You want to know what the trick is. Some of you guys probably already know the trick. And it's actually super hard. It's the hardest thing to do. And it really is hard. People think it's easy, but it's the hardest thing to do. I'll give you some time to guess it. It's the only advice I'll give you. The only thing that I've learned over the years of doing it, and I'm not even successful at it. The only person successful at it is Fan. And other content creators. But like I was successful. When I first started my crypto content, I was very successful at it. Now I just, because I do crypto there's a difference between using, and that's the thing is, unfortunately, people in this space create content to make money. They don't create content because they like it. They create content because they want to make money. And that's the biggest hang up in this space is that people are pushing out all this bullshit for clicks because they want to make money. And I'm not that way, dude. Like I told you guys, if I have to make this a job, I won't do it. I won't do it. So I show up when I have time. I show up and make content when I have free time. and because it's a hobby. I don't do this for money. Like I really don't come on here to try to make money. I do my plays, I make my investments. I have a community of people that I love. You guys are all phenomenal, and I come back for you guys. Majority of it, I come back for you guys to talk crypto because you guys are the only people that I know that talk crypto. No one else in my family or even in my friend circle are in crypto. You guys are my friend circle for crypto, and to talk about just bullshit. Like it's almost like a family, like sit around for an hour, hour and a half, and we talk about crypto, and we talk about finance and news, and like that's what's fun to me. But I don't do this for money. I can care less about it. Like I don't, yes, I might make $1 off of a video. Whoop de doo. Yes, I take that back because you guys do have memberships here, so there's membership money coming in. But I mean, I'm just saying I don't do it for money. Unfortunately, a lot of other people, this is their livelihood. They've created this space. They try to make it their livelihood and they try to make money off it and they do all this weird shit. And that's unfortunately what YouTube's like. YouTube is that way. And so you have to do one thing if you want to make YouTube successful, or to be successful on YouTube, you got to do one thing. And it's the hardest thing. It's the hardest thing to do. It sounds easy, but it's super freaking hard. And I'll tell you what it is. America being the crypto capital of the world may be the opposite. Ooh. I'm not even joking. I'm really building a channel. I'm happy for you, dude. I think you should. I think everyone should build a channel and go through it. I'm not even pleasant. I don't like you. I make it quite clear. Oh, you talking about you and having a hot Asian wife? Close. Having a hot Asian wife. That's funny, dude. Subscribe now for a trick only. 19. Exactly, dude. That's exactly what it is, Billa. Being consistent, dude. You know how hard it is to be consistent? If you're consistent with something, you'll be great at it, dude. We've seen that all in life. If you're consistent, that's great that you said that. That's really what it was. It's being consistent. It's the easiest sounding, hardest thing to do is to be consistent. And if you are consistent at something, you will be successful at it. No matter what it is, dude. If you're going to go grow a garden, if you're consistent at trying to be the best gardener, you're going to be the freaking best gardener, dude. If you're consistent at being, Kobe says it best, dude. If you're consistent at going in and putting up the shots and holding yourself accountable and doing all and being consistent with your time and everything, you're going to be one of the best basketball players or sports figures out there. That's the hardest thing is being consistent, dude. And when you're not consistent, you start to fall off. And Fan, we've gone through, Fan's easily the most consistent person. I mean, she puts out content after content. She tries to do it daily. And she's fallen off the wagon here and there. We all have lives and things like that. But I mean, that is the hardest thing in this space to do. And unfortunately, you'll go through your thing where you'll do like 3-4 months and you'll be like pushing. You're putting out content. You're doing all this kind of stuff. The views aren't coming in. The money, you're doing it for money. You're not doing it for your passion. You're doing it for only money. You're doing it for whatever it is. And then you get sick and tired of it because you're not getting the viewership. You're not getting the audience. You're not getting money. You're putting all this energy and time into it on top of your job. And unfortunately, it doesn't work out for people because they're here for the money. And if you're not here for the money and you're here because you actually truly enjoy it and you're consistent and you don't give a shit like what people say or do or any of that other stuff or dog on you because you only have 100 people watching or whatever it is, if you can get past all that, dude, you're going to be successful. But unfortunately, 99.99% of people can't do it. Sounds easy, but they can't do it, dude. I promise you, they can't do it. I hope you can. I pray you can. But people will hit that roadblock and they'll stop. And that's the time when you stop. If you didn't stop and you just kept pushing through that, you would be successful. But when you stop, that's when you lose it all. I just want to make enough to live a good life. I'm with you, dude. That's all I care about too. I love your transparency, Austin. You're an awesome person. Appreciate you, Dirk. I'm a very unconventional YouTube channel. Talk about crypto, we talk about finance, and then we go off on these life rails of whatever it is. I love this channel as place just to talk about crypto with no pleasure. Yeah, that's kind of what I like about it too, dude. We're just here making terrible investments. It's your time, so okay to make money. Yeah, I mean, but I enjoy it, right? We all know it's your badass clickbait thumbnails. Fans, YouTube is your livelihood. It's not, dude. It's not our livelihood. When Fan went into making YouTube, you got to think, Fan got lucky. Fan worked hard. Don't get me wrong. Fan works really hard. She's one of the hardest working women, and she's probably the hardest working person I know like, I know she's my wife, but like, I'm telling you guys, like, Fan is easily the hardest working person I know. Not only was she running a full-time YouTube and doing all the stuff that she was doing and editing it, she was also raising a family because I worked. You guys realize I did work. I worked a corporate job where I was gone 90% of the time. So not only was she, I worked at a corporate office, went into work, flew around the United States, and I was like the breadwinner for the family for the longest time. And then Fan started making her YouTube content, raising 3 kids, taking them to school, making lunches for them. We had 2 twin girls who needed attention, and they've obviously been raised great. I mean, they're good girls. Got everything that they need. And so not only was she taking care of 3 kids, running in the household while I was gone, but also creating her content, building her YouTube, and then it just went off. And I mean, through COVID, it just blew up, right? I mean, the whole ASMR thing just blew up, dude. And the content was crazy. But it was never created, like, she created it because not only did she just enjoy foods and wanted to share it. That's kind of how it all started, and then it just blew up. And it was just kind of crazy how it all worked out. But yeah, same with the sales, to be consistent. Yeah, you got to be consistent, dude. I'm consistent at towing chows. I'll tell my kids, your body and mind adapt to whatever you do most. It really does, dude. Speaking of, gardening is planting day for me. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, planting day is good. Go out there and plant away, dude. You're right. I fell off not because I didn't, and I don't enjoy doing it. And well, yeah, money is a goal. It's more because I'm self conscious about certain things. So working through my own issues. Yeah, I think we all have a standard, right? And we want our content to meet a certain standard. And even now, dude, like, I mean, I go live. Like, this is unedited, uncut. Like, this is just raw, real. And I think that's what people want in this space, is just someone who's just real and raw. And we don't get that a lot. We get a lot of fake, and everyone's putting on a persona, and everyone's putting on this like fake who they really are. And that's what they do inside their clips, inside their YouTubes. They try to make them perfect. They overdo their editing, and because they're afraid that, like, they might look funny in this scenario, or maybe they did whatever it is. And it's like, dude, we're all humans, dude. It's almost like people when you first go on a date, dude. Like, I truly believe, if like you're gonna, and maybe I'm wrong, dude, but like, if I were to ever go on a date ever in my life again, like, number one, like, I'm going to like a place where I'm telling the other person, we got to wear white. We're going to eat spaghetti, and and like, that should tell you who you're going out on a date with, right? And you're going to be able to judge someone when you can go see if, like, they're all afraid to get sauce on them, or like this or that. Like, I just think about that kind of stuff. But people are so afraid to be judged. But that's good that you notice that, Andrew. It's good that you notice that, and just realize, just be you, dude. Who cares, bro? Like, who cares? No one cares. And just be authentic. That's the hardest part, dude, is trying to find authenticity. I appreciate what you said. I'm talking about my stuff seriously. Yeah, you should build it, dude. I think you should, 100%, without a doubt. When I was young, traveling for work seemed cool, but then it takes a toll, dude. Traveling, I'm with you, dude. I was like, oh, I love going here, I love going there, and then I just got exhausted. It gets exhausting, dude. And then my house burned down. And that definitely creates some PTSD. I definitely got some PTSD on that one. No question about that. So I believe you mentioned you used to run a yard work business for a while. So it makes sense. You have that entrepreneur. Yeah, we started our landscape business in 2000. So I'll tell you this, dude. So I worked really hard at my landscape business. We opened our landscape business in 2006, and we grew it so big. In 4 years, I focused so hard on our landscape business and working through landscape business. I was even doing it during my YouTube days, and during all that as well, and fans YouTube stuff. And I worked and focused on it so much that we grew it so big that I ended up selling it and retiring my stepdad in 2021. So it literally took me 5 years to grow a business to the level of which you can sell it and retire, and sell all your stuff and retire someone. And I couldn't be happier for that. You know what I mean? Like, not only did I retire my stepdad, who I truly care about, and now he's able to go do whatever he wants to go do and have his own stuff. And yeah, it's kind of cool when you think about it. I might be your best entry for months. You're right. My videos are super high production quality from the other channel. I even script them. Yeah. So, I mean, like, that's a lot of time and energy, right? And so you perfect it. You're trying to perfect them. And sometimes when you perfect it, it could be time consuming. And then your excuse becomes, well, it's so time consuming. So what can take maybe 2 hours is now taking you 6 hours. And then that becomes exhausting, right? And then putting out the content and I think that putting out content consistently overdoes high quality content. I know people want high quality content, but you got to be able to put out enough to catch the algorithm. And unfortunately, YouTube's algorithm is that you need to do a video a day. If you're not doing a video a day, you will not catch their algorithm. If you're doing a video unless you're a huge content creator like Beast, like Mr. Beast or I Show Speed or some of these larger content creators, yes, you could probably do, 2 or 3 a week and probably get away with it. But if you are an up and coming content creator, it's about volume. Volume supersedes quality. I know that sounds crappy and that's not where you want to go with your content, but I'm just telling you that if you are trying to feed the algorithm, you will not win the algorithm if you're doing one video a week. It's just not going to happen, dude. And so where you put your low quality videos in is through shorts. YouTube feeds your algorithm with shorts. There's another little something to put out there. That's how you're going to get views. I mean, shorts and short clips are like where our brain capacity has gone now. You'll see it right now, even from the ages of 30. I can show you my content on YouTube. 35-year-olds to 18-year-olds are much as we want to say we're different, we're not. People like short-term content, like short form content. They like the shorts, they like the swipe and the TikToks. Like TikTok's created that. And as much as like we might not be like that, like I flip through shorts as well. Like I don't really watch videos a whole lot. And so yeah, that's what it's moved to, unfortunately. This channel is the only one seeming authentic. I appreciate you, dude. Fans hardworking. Yeah. She is hardworking. Imperfections make perfection. I know this is a crypto channel, but I really appreciate this conversation. I honestly needed that right now. You have no idea. Yeah, dude, just awesome. Shorts kill me. Yeah, Andrew, just really focus on that, dude. That's coming from someone who's been doing this for years with fan. Like I've looked at a lot of algorithm. I've thrown around a lot of things, dude. I wish they banned shorts. TikTok created that, right? TikTok created that whole thing. We're coming down right now. The market's coming down pretty good right now. ETH is coming down. You can see, XRP has lost about 3 cents. And you can see ETH has lost about 5 cents since we started the stream. So yeah, even ETH is coming back down again. So honestly, tell me why everyone despises ICP. I think it's just another altcoin that just, hasn't really performed. That's why. Info, coin, Polkadot. Polkadot's another one of those. Shorts need timestamps. Yeah, shorts are a little rough, dude. Damn, the market is hurting the sucks. It does. It is kind of rough right now. But Andrew, just to finish up what I was saying here is I just think that just in your early on days, make quality content, but don't be so worried about the quality when it comes to other things, right? If you're doing like an explanation video, it's just about being able to, and I don't know what your channel is about, but I mean, just focus on trying to put out content. And don't be so focused on like trying to be the best or like afraid that you said or you stuttered or like that's all like minute stuff, and we all have those kind of like ticks inside of us. They're like, oh, I don't really like that. And I used to be like that when I made content in the beginning too. Like I didn't like how I said something or this. And so I was spending all this time trying to, and it doesn't matter. It gets the same views. It gets the same views. Info is always out of date. The markets are hurting. Yeah, it's bad when currently nothing feels like I could sleep at night if I bought it. I'm with you, Dustin. I get that, dude. It's a bad feeling sometimes. You know what I mean? But all right, guys, I gotta hop off. I got some things I gotta get done today. I appreciate the rant, dude. What a day. I didn't even go through everything today. We just went on a crazy rant today. And I mean, I appreciate you guys all kicking it with me. I guess the takeaway from today is just be authentic, dude. Just be yourself and just, be unapologetically yourself. That's what it comes down to. And unfortunately, the space isn't, we don't see a lot of that, especially on X. And just surround yourself with that kind of people. That's really what it comes down to. And yeah, great day to y'all. May everyone find peace and profits. Hell yeah, Chameleon. Yeah, appreciate you guys a ton. Thank you so much for being here today. Markets suck. Yeah, it's horrible. Buy the dip. Yeah, buy the dip, right? we'll find where these markets come down to, and this will turn around. We'll turn around. We'll look back at this June 2nd of 2026. We'll look back some months from now and go, man, remember what was going on in June 2nd? And we'll be on the rise from there. So with all that, I love you guys a ton. Appreciate you guys all being here. We're out. Peace out, everyone.